Hi everybody, here is a quick recap and comments on the first two matches of the Sultanlar Ligi Playoffs, which took place today. Today is May the 3rd, 2023. And today at 4 p.m. Turkish time, so 3 p.m. Central European time, we saw the first qualifier, Eczacibasi, unbeaten in the Turkish league, face off against Turk Hava Yollari. Now Turk Hava Yollari is the fourth qualifier, also known as Turkish Airlines. They had a bit of a roster problem. Their best opposite hitter is currently back in Canada for personal reasons, and they have another injured player. So they were not out there with their top 7 players. But they do have a very experienced setter. Their captain, Sheymar Can, which is an outside hitter, is also excellent at receiving. They have the libero, Melis Yilmaz, which was, by the way, just chosen to be part of the Turkish national team. She's had an excellent year so far. And of course, they have Orthmann as an outside hitter. And Madison Kingdom, which has so far filled in pretty well for Kiera van Rijk, which, as I said, is back in Canada for personal reasons. So, yeah, they were not at their best, but this is a team that always comes out to fight. And indeed, today they did fight. Now, from now on, spoilers. So, spoiler alert, if you haven't checked out the games, definitely go to TRT Sport Yıldız to check them out for free. Now, the game started off with, Turk Hava Yollari winning the first 2 sets, which was quite astonishing. They had a quite convincing first 2 sets before they lost their temper, I guess. They lost their concentration. They were really close to just take away the first match, but Eczacibasi woke up. And they quite convincingly as well, even more so than Turk Hava Yollari in the first 2. Yeah, and they won the other 3 sets with a large margin. Now, where does this leave this series? So if Turk Hava Yollari wins the next match on Friday, 3-0 or 3-1, they will go straight to the finals. This is because, as we know in volleyball, winning 3-2 gives you less points than winning 3-1 or 3-0 because you're going to the tiebreaker set. Of course, it is a win, but in this type of situations where, you just have 2 matches, 3-0, 3-1 counts more. So it's a really delicate situation for Eczacibasi. They have to either win or they have to force a 3-2 as well, and then they can go to the golden set. So very interesting. Of course, Eczacibasi is a great team. They have Tiana Boskovic, they have Hande Baladın, they have Voronkova. So it's a very resourceful team. Also, Sinet Jakasal, which sometimes I forget to mention, but she's also great, a great middle blocker. They just weren't... there was something missing today, and Turk Hava Yollari seemed to want it more in the first 2 sets. So, let's see what's going to happen on Friday. It would be a great surprise if Turk Hava Yollari ends up winning this series after, as I said, Eczacibasi going unbeaten. This is, not the first time this year that they almost lost to Turk Hava Yollari, but not good timing, for sure. Yes, and the other match was 2nd and 3rd place. So Vakifbank against Fenerbahce, also a great match. These 2 teams are always head-to-head. They've just been head-to-head in the Champions League, European Champions League. Fenerbahce had won the first match. Vakifbank won the second and ended up winning. So they are going to go to the Champions League finals. The other day there was a Turkish cup, Aksa Sigorta Kupası. And again, Vakifbank won. But today, the opposite happened. So Vakifbank won the first set. And then Fenerbahce won the other 3. Again, very convincingly. I just finished watching the last set where they won 25-16. Interestingly enough, for most of the sets, Fenerbahce started with a bit of a slow start. They often started with like 3-0 or 4-0. In the second set, Zoran Terzic had to call first time out three points in. In the second set it didn't, and still they won. But again, very interesting. Today, Fenerbahce seemed to have a great chemistry. A lot of aces from their side. Notably, Eda Erdem, she's a great server, but today especially she was really great. Of course, Arina had aces. And I think the biggest difference between these two teams today was that Melissa Vargas really showed up and Paula Egonu didn't, as in not as much. She missed a lot. Also, Aslı Kalaç, so the middle blocker from Fenerbahce, was pretty good today. She scored both blocking and spiking. She had some very impressive blocks. So, very impressive match from Fenerbahce, very convincing. There were a lot of fans in the stadium in the arena. I don't know how to call it. It's not really a stadium, but it was at full capacity, and you could really hear the Fenerbahce fans over the Vakifbank ones. Yeah, and it was kind of interesting that I believe that was the second set that Fenerbahce was winning like by 10 points. It was something like 12-22, and Giovanni Guidetti, which is the coach of Vakifbank, just took out the best players and put in the reserves, like saying, okay, let's start again in the next set. This is not happening. Yeah, so interesting game. Like at some point, really, Fenerbahce was locked in, and especially in the last set, I think they had a 7-0 run, where Gabi would spike and they would block her constantly, and the cover in the back wasn't there or not enough. At some point, Guidetti took out Bajema and put in Nika Dalderop. Not sure what that was about. He tried also, I guess he wasn't really happy with his outside hitters today. He tried to put Derya in. Didn't work out. So a bit of a mess from the Vakifbank side, especially because they started out pretty well by winning the first set. So I guess they were also shocked and they couldn't understand what was happening. But Vakifbank is a team that's known for coming back strong. They are very resourceful. Last year they were down in the finals and they actually came back and won the series. As I said, they just did it with Champions League, so I'm expecting a great match on Friday. They will not give up for sure, but they absolutely have to win to force the golden set and then proceed to the finals. If they don't make it to the finals, again, that would be the first time in years. I should look up in how many years, but they have a way of always ending up winning, this Vakifbank team. So I'm sure that they will come out hungry for blood on Friday evening. So that was it. Let's see other honorable mentions. A couple interesting shots. For instance, Gizem Erge got smashed in the face a couple times. They were checking on her if she was fine or not. She seemed to be fine. I found her performance pretty good today. It was nice to see Kübra Akman on the court. Not sure why Çaka played a handful of points. At some point I just thought, maybe she's injured or they're resting her for Champions League or for Friday. I don't know. I assume she has a minor injury. She didn't play. It was nice to see Kübra out there. She is not the first choice often. Zehra is always on the court, and mostly with her we see Chiaka Obogu. So Kübra doesn't get that much chance anymore to play, but I really love, she has her own specific style both in serving and attacking and blocking, so I really like to watch her play. And she also will come back to the Turkish team this summer, so that's exciting. All right, you guys, so this is my quick review of the very first round of the Turkish League playoffs. Really looking forward to Friday's matches, and yeah, let me know what you thought about it. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.